What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Mo's Knows. And if you're wondering, yes, I am Mo's. He is I and I am him. We are on episode 2 of the checkup. Yes, this is a quick series that we're doing for all 32 teams. Just doing a quick checkup, seeing where they are now as we head into training camp towards the end of July. Episode 1, we took care of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Episode 2, we are on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, why are we on the Dallas Cowboys? Well, that's because they get to start training camp early. They get to start July 21st, as do the Pittsburgh Steelers, because both of those teams will be participating in the Hall of Fame game on August 5th. So without further, ado, hesitation, delay, we're going to jump right in. And we're going to take a look at where this team is now. We're going to take a look at some key losses. We're going to take a look at some key additions. And then we're going to see what the projected starting lineup for the offense and defense is. So let's start with the losses for the Dallas Cowboys. First, we have fullback Jameis Olawale. Is this a big loss for the Cowboys? Not too sure. I didn't see them use fullback often. I would have to really check the stats to see how often they use a fullback in their system. But either way, it's a key name on the offense that they lost. They also lost punter Chris Jones, defensive tackle Antoine Woods, and they lost defensive coordinator Mike Nolan. Now let's talk about that one for a second. As a key loss. Now, not all key losses are a bad thing. In this example, the loss of Mike Nolan is an absolutely amazing thing for the Dallas Cowboys defense. I'm sorry. Mike Nolan was horrible. He was absolutely trash as a defensive coordinator. So much so that the players was like, yo, what is this dude doing? Like, we be getting the huddle, we be listening to the calls, and we be like, what? Why are we doing this? What is we running this for? What? Like, it was bad. So they had to move on from Mike Nolan. When Dak was healthy, offense was not the problem. Dallas probably has one of the best offenses in the league. Problem was, they couldn't stop anybody from scoring. Now, you can say that there may have been some talent deficiencies, particularly in the secondary. But that don't... You can't stop nothing? Nobody? Like, come on. And then when Dak went down, it was a wrap after that. So, you don't got a defense that can stop anybody, and you lost your franchise quarterback. Well, not going to win too many games doing that. But that's a good loss for the Cowboys. So hopefully the new coordinator can come in, win the guys over, install a scheme that fits the personnel that they have. Again, there may be some talent deficiencies in certain aspects, but hopefully they can get it done this year. Because as much as I hate to say this, the league is better when the Cowboys are better. There's just certain teams when they do well, the league is just well. And I know there are a lot of people, Eagles, Giants, Washington football team fans who are like, no, it's not. The league is not better when they're good. But most people around the league will tell you when the Cowboys are good, the NFL is just seems to be a better place. So I personally, I don't agree, but that's what they'll tell you. So it may be good to, see the Cowboys do well. It just hurts. It just doesn't sound right when I say that. But anyway, let's move over to the key additions. And we're going to start with Dak Prescott as an addition. Now, I know he's not new to the team, but Dak was a free agent, and it was getting a little sketchy whether they was going to give him a long-term deal or not, whether they was going to sign him to the contract that he wanted to keep him in Dallas as the face of the franchise. Thankfully, Jerry Jones, his son Steven, the front office, they were able to get it done, sign Dak to a long-term contract, and he's able to remain with the team. So I'm going to list that as an addition just because without him, you saw what this team was. So I think it's important to note that Dak Prescott does make this team better. I know there's a lot of talk. Is he a legitimate franchise quarterback? Well, we'll find that out this year. Yes, he's returning from a gruesome leg injury, but we'll find that out this year. He's coming back from the injury. He's got paid the big contract. He's got all the weapons that he needs. Hopefully with a better defense who can stop somebody. Let's see what he's able to do. They add safety / linebacker Keanu Neal. Now I say / linebacker because, well, he's listed on the team website as a linebacker. I know he played safety for his entire career with Atlanta, but he may be dropping down to the linebacker position. He's definitely had some health concerns over his career. So, that's one thing to look at. But I was caught off guard when I saw him listed as a linebacker and not as a safety, especially with the deficiencies that the Cowboys have in the secondary. Maybe bringing Keanu Neal in to play strong safety. I thought that might have been the case, but maybe not. We'll have to see how that shakes out. Other key additions, look at the rookie draft class. You add a dynamic player like Michael Parsons. You add to the secondary that you needed help with Kelvin Joseph. And then you just get another explosive, dynamic athlete in Jabril Cox at the linebacker position. So some good additions for this Dallas Cowboys team. Let's jump over to the projected starting lineups. We're going to start with the offense. Really not a lot of changes here. At center, we have Tyler Biadasz. He stepping in last year for the retired Travis Frederick. So now he has another year. He has a year under his belt, coming in as a solidified center for this Dallas offensive line. See what he can do. To the left and right of him, we have Connor Williams and Zach Martin. We all know how good Zach Martin is. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year. And then at tackles, we have Tyron Smith and La'el Collins. Again, I think the biggest issue with this Dallas offensive line is health. If Tyron Smith and La'el Collins and Zach Martin can stay healthy, if Connor Williams and Tyler Biadasz are able to play solid football, this Dallas offensive line is easily top 5, top 3 in the league when healthy. And then if you look at the skill position players, kind of similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe a little bit better. I think the only weakness with this skill position group is the tight end position. We have Blake Jarwin there, but he's serviceable. He knows this offense. And with the weapons that we have outside of him, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, we're not really asking him to do much. We got 3 really good pass catchers in this offense. Obviously, you have Dak Prescott at quarterback. You got Ezekiel Elliott at running back. Again, health of that offensive line is going to be paramount to how good this team can be and how good Dak Prescott can be. If he's able to stay in the pocket and have a clean pocket, not have to worry about taking too many sacks, not have to worry about too many QB pressures and QB hits, not have to worry about re-injuring that leg. If he is comfortable and this offensive line is a brick wall and he just has all day to just pick defenses apart, pick your poison. You can throw to Amari, throw to CD, throw to Michael Gallup, pick your poison, throw to any one of these guys. They're going to get open. They're going to, create yards after the catch. And then you have Ezekiel Elliott. If he can stay healthy and that offensive line can open holes for him, you got the pass game complementing the run complementing the pass. I think this Dallas offense will be fine. I don't think there will be too many changes as far as, young guys or maybe free agents stepping up to take one of these starting positions. I think everyone is pretty much solidified in their position here. And it's just all a matter of getting it all together. Continuing to build on the offense that Mike McCarthy is installing and putting, that product out on the field. Let's move over to the defensive side, which we did say was the weakness of this team. We'll start up front. At our defensive tackles, we have Neville Gallimore and Tristan Hill. Solid players. These are not, perennial Pro Bowlers, all-star type caliber players, but they are solid in what, Dallas will need them to do on that defensive line. Hopefully they can, continue to grow and improve. Outside of that, we have DeMarcus Lawrence, one of the top pass rushers in the league. Opposite him, we have Randy Gregory. I think the defensive line is solid. We talked about the addition of Micah Parsons to that linebacker group. They have him slated as an interior linebacker. He did play on the interior at Penn State. So it looks like he's going to continue to be a middle linebacker in the NFL. I think putting him in the middle of this defense with his speed and his athleticism, his ability to run sideline to sideline, and his ability to blitz, I think that is perfect. I think he has the athleticism to be able to be a good coverage linebacker. I think he's going to have to work with the two guys outside of him, Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith, to help, perfect that craft of being able to drop into coverage. If he adds that to his game, Micah Parsons could be the top linebacker in the next, 3 to 4 years. And I say 3 to 4 because, 49ers got the top linebacker in the league, and my main man, Fred Warner, but I digress. Again, outside of Parsons, we got Vander Esch and Jalen Smith on the outsides. There was talk that the Cowboys were not pleased with their linebacker group. You got to give them a pass. Last year, if they were under Mike Nolan, the whole defense didn't do well. It wasn't just the linebackers. Every level of the defense didn't perform well. And I think that's partially due to the scheme that was in place under Mike Nolan. So let's see how they perform this year. I think this is a very, very good young linebacker group. Then you throw in a guy like Jabril Cox as in a rotational basis. If you need to take Parsons off the field, or if you need to take Vander Esch or Smith off the field, you need somebody a little bit more athletic, somebody who can run with tight ends, maybe run with some wide receivers. Throwing a guy like Jabril Cox, man, listen to me. Parsons and Jabril Cox, they coming for jobs. I think Parsons already got one. Jabril gonna have to work to get one, but I think if in a couple of years, when you see Jabril Cox and Micah Parsons starting for this linebacker group, listen to me. These dudes is athletic, out of this world, and I think that'll be really, really good for this defense. Secondary still to me seems to be the issue. I have projected starting corners as Trayvon Diggs and Jordan Lewis. Some people may have Anthony Brown as a starting outside corner, with Jordan Lewis moving inside to play nickel. Only issue I see with that is the amount of money that the Cowboys paid Jordan Lewis to keep him in free agency. I got to look at the numbers. I think it was a 3 or 4 year deal. So they paid him like a starting cornerback. Obviously, he's not at the top, but they gave him decent money. And while nickel is an important position on the defense, especially with a lot of teams going 3 and 4 wide, I don't think you pay him that to have him only be a nickel. But I think Jordan Lewis has, the speed, the athleticism, the footwork to be a solid outside corner. And then you have Anthony Brown, move him into the slot with Trayvon Diggs on the opposite outside corner spot. You did draft Kelvin Joseph. Maybe you don't want to throw him into the fire as a rookie into that starting spot. But it all depends on how he competes in training camp in the preseason. If he comes in and is just that much better, then maybe he does overtake Anthony Brown or Trayvon Diggs for one of those starting corner spots. So I think that is the key position to watch in the upcoming training camp, during the Hall of Fame game on August 5th and the remaining preseason games that the Cowboys have. You want to watch that corner position, and you want to see how that shakes out. Who are going to be the two starters? Who's going to be the nickel? So there should be a lot of competition. Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Trayvon Diggs, Kelvin Joseph. So we'll see, who steps up and who takes those two starting spots. I think safety is the biggest area. We have DeMonte Casey at strong safety, Donovan Wilson at free safety. Serviceable players. By no means are they bums, but they're not, your upper echelon safeties. You're not the safeties that quarterbacks are looking to find where they are, on any given play. Where is Donovan Wilson lined up? Is he, single high where he's the only man back there? Are they playing 2-man? Is he in the box? Quarterbacks, unfortunately, are not worried about Donovan Wilson and Demonte KZ. Where are they lined up? Are they going to wreck this play? So, that is an area of a weakness. Not every team has, Pro Bowl caliber safeties at both spots. But in this particular defense, if I'm looking at the defensive line, we've got, Pro Bowler in DeMarcus Lawrence. We have somebody who can be Pro Bowl caliber in Randy Gregory if he just gets it all together. Our linebacker, we got a Pro Bowler in Jalen Smith. We got a Pro Bowler in Leighton Vander Esch. We got a potential Pro Bowler in Micah Parsons. That secondary is where we don't see that yet. We don't see a potential Pro Bowler or have a Pro Bowler or someone, who is top of that position. So hopefully that front seven is able to take some pressure off of the secondary, where they're not asked to do a lot. And that may, benefit them going forward. But I definitely want to see that cornerback position battle in training camp for this Dallas Cowboys team, to see who steps up and takes the reins and assumes those two starting positions. That's going to do it. That's going to end it for this checkup. Again, this should be a quick series, quick videos, just checking to see where teams are now as we head into training camp. Are there any position battles that we should look forward to seeing, like this cornerback position with the Cowboys, or are, like the Cowboys offense, are they, pretty much set at every position where there is no, battles to be, had in training camp and preseason? We're just looking to see if this unit can stay healthy and what they're able to produce. So that's what, the goal for this series is. We're only 2 episodes in, but if you're enjoying so far, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. It helps me. It helps the channel. And it shows me that you're liking the content and the ideas that I'm throwing out there. So, thank you so much for taking the time tuning in. I greatly appreciate you. If you want to connect with me, you can do so by dropping a comment below this video. You can also hit me up on all social media platforms. I will link those in the description of this video. And you can catch me on all podcast platforms. So these videos won't necessarily be on the podcast, but when I do, live shows, I'll, take those audios from the live shows and I'll upload them, through the podcast. So that way, if you didn't get a chance to watch the live, you can at least listen to it on your preferred podcast platform. Your family, thank you so much, family, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you. Love you all so much. Do me 2 favors if you are new to Mo's Knows. If you're new, I need you to hit that subscribe button. You already clicked on the link, you watched the video. We're family now. You can't back out. They say blood is thicker than water. I know some cases it's not true, but mostly it's true. You're family now. You can't turn your back on family. So hit that subscribe button. Then take another 2 seconds and hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time new content drops right here at Mo's Knows. I love y'all, man. I'll see y'all in episode 3. Peace.